Hello everyone. I welcome you all to this live session by Create Learning. And in today's session, we'll be doing something really new. So what we'll do is we'll look at some basic concepts of Microsoft presentation. So whenever we talk about any entry-level jobs or even professional jobs, so you would have to at some stage in your career work with a lot of presentations. And just understanding the importance of Microsoft PPT, we have come up with a live session on the same. Now, before we start off, just give me a quick confirmation if you can hear me properly and if you can see my screen properly. And if everything is proper, we will go ahead with this session. Now, what we'll do is, in the meanwhile, when you're giving me a confirmation, I'll just go ahead and tell you guys about Great Learning Academy. So right now, what you see in your screens is Great Learning Academy, which is a free learning initiative by Great Learning. And on Great Learning Academy, as you see over here, you have multiple courses with respect to different domains. So you have courses with respect to data science, ML, AI, cloud computing, big data, and a lot more. And the best part is once you enroll and complete any of these courses, you will get a course completion certificate. So you can take that course completion certificate, add it onto your resume, add it onto your LinkedIn page, and that will be a huge value add to you guys. And also all of these courses have been done by industry experts, so your learning experience would be really smooth. And if you'd want to know the exact link of this, someone from my team would be putting up the link of Great Learning Academy. Also, let's say if due to some reason, if you do not have a laptop or a desktop or a computer with you, well, that should not be an issue again, because we've also got the Great Learning app, and you will be able to get all of these courses on the Great Learning app as well. So all you have to do is download the Great Learning app and you'll find all of these courses and upskill from the app as well. Now let me go to the chat again and see what are you guys saying. Let me open up the live session. You guys are saying yes. So seems like everything is proper. You guys can see me, you guys can hear me properly. So now that is said, well, we've got 16 likes right now, and I'd urge all of you guys to hit the like button and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. So if you subscribe to our YouTube channel and also hit the bell icon, well, you'll be notified whenever we are coming up with new videos or whenever we upload a new live session. So please do not forget about that. So now once we've got all of the formalities aside, let's start off with our tutorial. So we've got this basic slide deck over here. What I'll do is I'll also remove this and I'll just click on this. This is how your Microsoft presentation looks like. Now, before I start off, I'd also want to know what is your expertise with respect to this? Like, have you, what have you done with Microsoft presentations? Is it basic level expertise, or can you create animations with this? Can you create really beautiful presentations with this? Just let me know what is your current expertise with PPT, and depending on that, I'll gauge how to go ahead with this session. So what we'll do is I'll just guide you through the basic interface of Microsoft presentation. Now I have this file button and you have all of these different options. So let's say if I want a new PPT, all I have to do is click over here, click on new, and I can just choose a blank presentation, or I have all of these different templates over here. So I can either go for a blank presentation or I can choose either of these templates. So by default, normally we go with this blank presentation. Now let's say if I do not want this, I would want something fancy. So what I can do is click on new over here again. Maybe let's say if I really like dogs, let me just go ahead and select this. So seems like this is some sort of paid version. I'd have to download this first. That is when I can go ahead and do that. But then again, as you see, you have a lot of templates and you can go ahead and work with any of these templates. Now, once you do something, you can also go ahead and save your file. You can also export it. Here are just some basic things. Now, by default, what I'd want is a blank template. I'll just select all of this. I'll hit on delete button And what I have right now in front of me is called as a blank template. Now, let me start off by inserting some basic things. So whenever we talk about a presentation, we'd have to, we either have images, we have some charts, or we have some text boxes. So what I'll do is I'll just show you guys how to add a text box. So just click on this text box over here and maybe probably align this like this and write in something. So here I'll just have this is Sparta. Now let's say if I would want to arrange this in the middle, so you have this arrange button, so I just click on this and over here I'll select align and I'll click on align center. Now this is aligned center with respect to the text box, so let me reduce the size of the text box over here. Now arrange, align, center, and now as you see this is in center. Now also let's say again I'll click on arrange, align. Now I'll also put this in middle, so I'll click on align middle. So now this is at the center over here and also middle over here. This is how you can align whatever object you're putting inside your PPT slide. These are some basics. Now if I would want to, let's say, change the color of this, just select this and over here you have all of these different options. So let's say if I would want green color, I just select over here. Now if I'd want to make it bold, click over here. If you'd want to increase the size, just go to over here. You can similarly increase the size and you can also change the font type over here. Now there is this font type called as monotype cursiva, and that is what I am using over here. And this is how you can basically work with text. Kashyap Pandu is saying intermediate. Ashish Gupta is saying please share 1 and 2 slide. So when you say 1 and 2 slide, I mean all of this I'm doing from scratch. So what you can do is you can do this along with me so that even you can practice whatever I'm doing. So this is how we can work with text boxes. And now after this, what I want to do is, let's say I have all of these different options. So let's say if I would want to add a table, I have also this table option. I'll select this and over here as you see, I can just select the number of rows and number of columns directly from over here. So I've got, so here as you see, I can select the number of columns. So this is only 1 row, 1 column. If I put my cursor over here, I've got 1 row, 2 columns. This is I've got 1 row, 3 columns. Let me just drag this down again. And if I select this, as you see, I've got 3 rows and 3 columns. Now, what I'll do is I'll adjust this properly. So now whenever you're adjusting anything, it's better that, you drag this from the edges. So you just select this over here, take it at the bottom and put this properly so that, the alignment is proper. Now you can also change the different colors over here. So by default, you get this blue color. You have these different templates. You can choose any of these templates. Now let's say if you would want to individually give one particular color, that is also something which can be done. So let's say I select these 3 and let's say if I'd want to give in a different color maybe over here. So that is for text. I have the shape fill. So what I shall do is I'll select these 3, I'll click on home, I have shape fill and I'll probably give this gold or orange or yellow or whichever is in that range. Then I'll select these 3 again and I'd want to give these guys a green color. Let me also select green over here. So this is how you can create a table and also give it different colors. So we're done with inserting text, we're done with inserting table. Let's see what else do we have. Now we can also go ahead and insert pictures. So pictures are a very important part of any presentation. So insert pictures, I would have this download option over here. Now I'm selecting this GL final logo and let me just put this over here. Now you have these different options. So as soon as you insert an image, you see that, I can just add shadow to this. So drop shadow, right? So normally whenever I'm creating images, I just add a background shadow so that, it comes out very vibrantly and people can, people feel good whenever they see something like this. you can just select this. Now similarly, let's say if you want to have a frame around it, you can just select this. So now as you see, I've added a frame around this Great Learning logo. Now, as I've told you, whenever you're working with an image, let me just actually press Ctrl Z so that I go back. Now, whenever you're working with an image, it's better that you change the alignment through these edges. So this is how my original logo looked like. Now, if I change it from over here, you see that this seems a bit compressed. Similarly, if I drag this from over here, this again seems very compressed. What I'd want to do is I would want to change this from the edges. So I just drag it at the bottom edge and I change it like this. And as you see, now the alignment is proper and also there is no drop in the resolution. So your image stays perfect like this. Now I'll just go ahead and put it over here. But there would be some certain scenarios. Now let's say if I go ahead and if I would want, let's say, a basic template, and in that basic template I'd want this Great Learning logo to come everywhere. So if I'd want this Great Learning logo to come everywhere, I have something called as a master slide. So I shall click on view. Now in view I have the slide master. I'll go to slide master and I can just go ahead and create one new slide by myself. So I'll select this. I'll delete all of these which are present, and what I'll do is I'll have file, not file, actually I would need insert, pictures. Let me go to downloads. I'll have GL final logo, insert. Let me highlight this again. Let me reduce the size of this and let me put it over here. So now that I have this set, what I'll do is I will close the master view. So as you see, by default I have this. Now even if I'm selecting this, I'm not able to move this. So this gets embedded into your slide. Now let's say if I go ahead and insert new slide, you would see that I've added a new slide where I have this Great Learning logo by default. Similarly, again, let's say if I have insert new slide, again in the third slide as well, I have this Great Learning logo by default. So this is how you can set a template by using Slide Master. You can also go ahead and change whatever is present over here. So you just have to go to view, and in view you have Slide Master. Just go up. Now in this, let's say I want to also add something else. So I'll go to insert, and what I'll do is I'll probably add a text box over here, and in the text box I'll just write down this as Sparta, and let me go to view again. It seems like I've not actually selected this properly. So view, slide master, this is Sparta. Let me go over here. Let me close this. Now as you see, in all of these three slides I have this logo and I also have this text where it is, this is Sparta. Now let's say if I add a new slide over here again, now this also, as you see, this will have the GL logo as well as this text, this is Sparta. So this is how, with the help of Slide Master, you can have a fixed template. Now let me go back and see what are you guys saying. Ibn Asari is saying hold down shift and drag to prevent distortion of the image. Yes, that is also a good suggestion. Right, now let's say if I have something over here, now what I'll do is I'll delete all of these three slides. This is my only slide which I have. Now what I'll do is I have my circle like this. Now if I want, let's say if I drag this without using shift, I'll not get a proper circle, right? So as you see, I'd want a proper circle where the distance from every point is basically your radius. But if I drag this normally, then this is not equal. But now as soon as I press shift and start, let me what I'll do is I'll click on insert again, shapes. I'll select this. Now, while dragging itself, I have pressed shift. And as and when I am dragging this, you would see that this is a proper circle. So this is how you can have a shape where it is properly fixed. So that is a really good suggestion, Ibn. So this is how we can work with different shapes. Now what we'll do is let's actually try to create a template sort of thing. So to create that, let me just go ahead and have a new blank presentation again, and over here what I'd want to do is I want to create an index sort of thing. So I'll go ahead and click insert, but I'd want to insert a box over here, and I'll just go ahead and fill this entire slide up with this box. Now let me go to home and let me use shape fill. Let me see what color can I probably give this. So I'm just selecting blue color over here, and after giving this blue color, what I'd also want to do is maybe have something like this. I'll have a circle over here, and let me just change its color. Let me give this a yellow color. Now once I select this as yellow, what I'd want to do is I'd select shape effects and I'll add a shadow to this. So this is offset center. I'm giving this offset center. Now what I'll do is I want a semicircle so that I can properly structure this. So what I shall do is I'll just have a polygon like this. Let me take this properly. Let me put it over here, and this is what I would actually want. So what I shall do right now is maybe probably just cut out this particular portion. So let me see if there is actually a semicircle option. If there is a semicircle option, that is something which I can directly use. Or maybe I'll just go ahead and use this. So this is something which I can also use. I'll just delete this. I'll delete this. I'll go ahead, and what I shall do is I shall give it this yellow color. I shall remove the shape outline. So I'll have no outline, shape effects, shadow. I'll select this. Now let me change this to this particular direction, and I'll just have it aligned over here. Now after I align it like this, what I'd want to do is here, or let me actually keep it on the left side itself, maybe that would be better. So I'm basically tilting this by holding the shift button right now. Now let me just go ahead and put it over here, and let me just reduce its size a bit. So what I have right now is something like this, and inside this, let me actually add a piece of text. To add a piece of text, I'll again have a text box. I'll select text box, I'll paste it over here. I'll have 1, and what I shall do is I shall increase the size of this. Let me make it 32, and place this properly over here somewhere in the center. If you want to align this properly, what you can actually do is you can press Control. So just select this properly, and you can align it by pressing Control so that it moves in small steps. Now that I have this set, what I want to do is if I just want to duplicate this, all I can do is I'll have Control C, then I'll have Control V. So this is my first slide, this is my second slide, and over here let me change this color. So let me keep it probably green, and then let me have another slide as well. I'll have Control C, Control V. Now this, let me maybe keep it as orange. So let me also change the values. So this will become 2 and this shall become 3. So what I have right now is interesting templates. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So as you see, you can create your own templates in PPT, and it is very clear that these templates are very pretty. So you do not have to use the same boring old templates. You can create templates by yourself and have fun while working with them. So let me just go ahead and see what are you guys saying. Ashish Suman is saying, sir, type of slides, use the image, sir. I'm not really able to understand what are you exactly saying. If you can probably, elaborate your question, that would be better. And also, guys, I want this session to be very interactive. So if you have any queries, any doubts, any suggestions, keep putting them up in the chat and I will gladly take them up. And I want this session to be really interactive. Whatever questions you have, whatever suggestions you have, put them up in the chat. I'll take them up. So we have got these slides over here. Now let me also add maybe a bit of transition. So you have this transition pane. So let's say from this slide to this slide, maybe I would want a push. Again, from this to this, I would want a push. Now let me go to the first slide. Let me click on slideshow from current slide. Now, as you see, this is how the transition looks like. And isn't this just really beautiful, right? This is something which you have created from scratch. This is the first slide, this is the second slide, and this is the third slide. Now this is a bit of transition. You can just go ahead and work around with these different transitions. So this was like push up. Now let's say if I want something else, so let's say I would have a lot of different transitions. So let me just go ahead and see what are the different transitions over here. Let me check what are these. So I have box, I have zoom, flip, shred, vortex. So maybe let's just select vortex, and as you see, this is something which will get similarly over here. Maybe I'll just select vortex over here. Where do we have vortex? Seems like I'm going blind. I need to get specs. Right. Now slideshow from current slide, and now when I switch from first slide to second slide, this is what we have. So again, isn't this really beautiful? Again, from slide 2 to slide 3, this is how the transition would look like. Let me go back to the chat and see what you guys are saying. Technical Ramesh Babu is saying interesting and very useful application to learn. Thank you very much, Ramesh. Folks, I want you guys to put up as many questions as possible. So wherever you have a doubt with respect to making presentations, I want you guys to put them up. I'll take them. And also I see that there's a watching of 57 and we've got only 39 likes. So if all of you could hit the like button and let's just get to maybe 57 likes immediately, that would be amazing. And also if you haven't hit subscribe to our channel, do not forget to subscribe and also hit the bell icon. So whenever you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon, you will get notifications of our new uploads and also our live sessions. So now that we've got the basics of this, what we will do is, let's see what else is left over here. So we've got this. Now let's actually, I'll remove this and I'll actually have some sort of animation. So I'll remove the transition. Let me go back. So if you would have to remove the transition, just select none. Again, you click over here, go back, click on none. So now I've removed these. So now what I'll do is, let's say if I would want to add an animation. So what I shall do is just maybe select this. So here, let's say now what is happening is this is a separate object and this is a separate object. I want to combine these two into one single entity. So I'll select this entire thing. I'll go to home. I'll have arrange and I'll click on group. Now this one entire thing is an object. So right now, let's say if I keep this over here, I'd want to add certain animation over here. So what I'll do is I'll go to animation. Now I'll just click on add animation, and here I have these different motion paths. So I'll select on motion parts, and here what is happening over here is this is going to down. Now instead of going down, I'll just drag it and I will put it like this. So now what will happen is, let me just play this over here for you folks so that you understand what is happening, right? So now as I drag this, you see that this comes over here and comes in the middle. Similarly, I'll take this, I'll select this entire thing. Now what I would do is I'll group this entire thing. After grouping this, let me, drag this somewhere over here. And after this, let me go to animation, then add animation. Let me take this down. I have lines. Now here, instead of getting this down, what I'd want is I would want to, let me select this line properly over here. So I'll just take this and I will paste it over here. And this is the transition with also this. Let me also do the same thing. I'll select this entire thing. I'll go ahead and group this as one single object. And after this, let me go ahead and arrange this over here. Let me see if this is also arranged in the center or not. Right, so this is arranged in the center. Now I would have to click on animation, add animation, then I'll just scroll this down. I'll have these lines, and in these lines I'd have to select this properly. Let me adjust this. So here, animation, add animation, let me drag this down again. I'll have lines, and instead of getting this down, let me select this entire thing and paste it somewhere over here. So now we have all of the animations set, right? So this is our first slide. Next up, we've got the second slide. Next up, we've got the third slide. So this is how you can also add animations into your slides. Again, very simple stuff. There's nothing really hard over here. So there is a question which is it possible that after using these shapes, can we make those constants like we did with the Great Learning logo? So now let's say if you talk about one particular shape, what we can do is, so what you want is basically to create a shape and make it into your template. So that is something which can definitely be done. So what I shall do is go to view. I'll go to slide master again. Let me take this up and I'll delete all of these. Now I'll also delete this. So here what I shall do is I'll have probably something like this, or maybe I'll have a shape over here. Let me see what shape would be perfect. So there would be something like an arrow which just I can put at the top. So yeah, this would be actually perfect for this. So what I'll do is I'll have something like this, so that whatever title is there, I can just put up that title over there. Now let me make some changes over here. Let me give it a green color. Let me change the or remove the outline, and then I'll have a shadow. Now I've got everything set. Now that I have everything set, what I can do is I have my slide master, and let me go to slide master. Let me close this. Now what I'll do is I'll have insert new slide. So when I click on insert new slide, you would see that I have this as the template, right? Again, when I have insert new slide, you would see that again I have this as the new template. So you just have to go to the slide master and add this template, and that's it. You are done. Abdul Wajid is asking, say something. Hey Wajid, how are you? So in today's session, the agenda is basically to learn a bit of Microsoft presentation. And also, Wajid, I'd request you to not spam in the chat, as others would not be able to, put up their questions. And folks, I want this session to be very interactive, as I've been telling you guys. If you have any queries, any suggestions, any doubts, keep putting them up in the chat. So Abdul, my name is Bharani, and glad to have you on the live session. But then again, please do not spam over here. And let me just see if there are any more questions. I don't really think there are any more questions. And also right now there's a watching of 72 and we've got only 54 likes. So if we can quickly get that to 72 likes, that would be amazing. So if all of you folks could hit the like button and let's just get to 72 likes in the next minute, that would be awesome. And if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, click on the subscribe button. And if you haven't yet clicked on the bell icon, well, please also do that. So if you appreciate our lessons, all you can do is subscribe to our channel, and that will let us know that you love our sessions, and that is how you can encourage us. So now that we have the basic things sorted, let's see what else can we do in today's particular session. We've looked at all of these templates. Let me also, now let's say if you want to remove this animation, what you can do is you can select animations. You have this animation pane. Just select this animation pane, click on delete. Similarly, here you have this animation pane. Select this, click on delete, and as you see, the star is also removed. So the star basically indicates that you have added some animation over here. Just click on this, delete, and now you would see that all of the animations have been removed. Now let's say if I open the slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, and you would see that all of the animations have been removed. So let me just drag this and put it over here properly. Similarly, let me drag this, put it over here. Let me take this and also put it over here. So we've got slide 1, slide 2, and slide 3 ready. Now, what I would want to do is let's explore maybe something else over here. So let's see how can we maybe add different equations into our presentation. Now, there'll be a lot of cases. So now, you would have different domains. You'd be working in different domains, and there'd be some scenarios where, let's say, you would have to show a research paper or present a research paper, and that research paper would have a lot of mathematical equations. And you can, with the help of presentation, you can also represent all of those mathematical equations properly. So just select over here, and let's say if it's something as simple as this, A is equal to pi r square, which is basically the area of a circle. And you can just go ahead and maybe if you want to change something, you can also do that. And as you see, you have all of these different mathematical operations as well. You have integration, you have sine function, you have again, so this is you have limits over here, then you have a matrix over here, so you can have whatever you would want. Now let's say if you would want to write your own mathematical equation, you can just take something like this, and here you can just start scribbling. So here your handwriting has to be proper. So here since I'm not really using a mouse, this is how it looks like. So what I shall do is write this properly. So y is equal to, let me take this properly, this has to be equal to, let me write equal to over here. Seems like I'm not able to write this, so I hope you get the gist. So we've got y over here, and maybe let's say you want to add something else, just do it like this, and you can just have, so what I'm basically trying to write over here is y is equal to mx plus c. So this looks like n for this PPT compiler, and I just need to get my handwriting right. So yeah, this is how you can write your own equation and just insert it over here. And as you see, I've been able to insert this particular mathematical equation over here. So y is equal to nx plus c. Let me remove this. Let me just also delete this. Now let's say if I do not want n, I want m, I can just go ahead and change this to m over here. This is how you can also add some basic mathematical equations as well. Let me again go back and see what you guys saying. Randeep is asking, do we have any certificate course available on MS Office? So unfortunately, I don't think we have any any certification course on MS Office. But then again, since this is also the first session which we are conducting on Microsoft PowerPoint, so if you like this session, this is something which we can conduct regularly. Randeep again asked, do we have a course available on MS PowerPoint? Unfortunately, no. But then again, so guys, just let me know if you're finding this session interesting or not. Just give me, yes, if you're finding this session interesting, and if you find this session interesting, we'll go ahead and definitely, create a comprehensive, maybe a 2-hour tutorial on Microsoft PowerPoint, so that you can understand all of the basics or fundamentals of PowerPoint, and you can give those really beautiful presentations. Farhan Khan is asking, can we add 2 animations to a shape? That's interesting. Let's actually try it out, because that's also something which maybe I've never done before. So let me delete this. Let me go to the next slide over here. And what I'll do is I'll probably take a circle over here. I'll have a circle like this. Let me change its color. Let me give it, what color should I give this? Let me probably give this a dark blue. And let me remove the shape outline. Let me give this a shadow, and let me delete this particular part. Now I'll go to animation, and let's see if I can have 2 animations. So we probably have an entrance effect and an exit effect. So what I'll do is probably maybe first, what happens is this comes from over here to over here. Now maybe I'll just have another animation here itself. What I shall do is I'll again go to animations over here, effect options, animation pane. I'll select this. Again, here you can just change these, so you can, maybe this animation can start when you click. It can start with the previous one. It can start after the previous one. I have different effect options over here. So as you see, you have all of these different things. Now what I'd want to do is maybe also add something else over here. This just goes down. Maybe I'll just have this going over there. And now after this goes over there, what I'll probably do is I'll just take Control C, Control V, and I'll have this. Then I'll have Control C, Control V, and I'll have something like this. Now let's see what would happen if I have something like this. So what is happening over here is that goes there, then this goes somewhere over there, and this goes somewhere over here. So what I've basically done is, this is how I initially had it. I've added the same animation for these 3. Now this goes to the end, this goes to where the original one was, this goes somewhere over here, right? So this is how you can add different animations. Vansh Maheshwari says this is the most interesting channel. Thank you very much for that, Vansh. Abdul is saying, I want to become a data scientist, but then again my maths is weak, so what can I do? And he sees he's in 11th class. Well, Abdul, you are only in 11th class, and you do not have to really worry, because you have a lot of time for yourself, and all of the heavy math that is required, that is something which you can learn in your engineering, or maybe something that is something which you can pick up after your graduation as well. So there are a lot of current data scientists who have picked up the heavy math stuff after they've graduated. So since you're only in 11th, there is a lot of time for you to pick up on the statistic stuff or on the math stuff. So for you, I'd say, some of the options would be to, some of the options would be to go for statistics, or maybe you can also go ahead and, you can work in machine learning, or you can probably take in computer science. So these are different things which you can definitely do. So I hope that solves your question. Now let me just go ahead and see what are you guys saying over here. Let me, after this session, so can we find this? I want to become a data scientist. I've answered that. So ऐसे कुछ छोटे टॉपिक बताइए जिससे हम कुछ पार्ट टाइम अर्निंग कर सके. because I related middle class family but want to earn. So let's say if you want to earn part time, that is not really a difficult job. What you can do is you have all of these freelance websites, and you can go to these freelance websites. So you have one website called as Fiverr. You can go to that website and start working over there. It's pretty simple. So nothing hard over there at all. So you can just go to those websites and start working and start earning as well. Right. So folks, I want this session to be really interesting. So whatever questions you have, keep them coming. So we've got, this. Now let's see what else can we cover over here. So we have covered the basic templates. Now let's see what else is there. We've covered slideshow, we've covered animations, we've covered transitions. And now as you see, we've got these different templates over here. So you can select whatever template that you would want. And apart from this, we have also something called as a smart art. Let's say if you would want to list something called as a cycle or a hierarchy, what you'd want to do is, maybe let's say if this is something which you would want to show, just select this, and over here this is what we have. Now let's say if you want to add text over here for different things, so let's say here I'd want to add P1. So let's say this is the entire process flow. I'll have that to be P1, this to be equal to P2, this will be P3, this will be equal to P4, and this will be equal to P5. So this is what we've set. Now I can also go ahead and change the colors of these individual elements. So here, let's say if I just want to change, so here you have this change colors. So you can just select any of these different options over here. So as you see, I'll just select this. Maybe I'll just remove this particular background over here. I'll also remove this. And also I can add a effect, shape effect, shadow. I can maybe select this entire thing and shape effect, shadow. This is what I have, or I'll have select all of these individually. Then I'll go to shape effects, shadow. I'll add a shadow over here. Now all of these, let me see if they have a background or not. Right, so this has a white color outline. Let me remove that white color outline for all of them as well. Let me remove this, let me remove this as well. So now that this is done, you can have a template for yourself like this, and these are all of the arrow marks which are there. So this is how you can also set a process flow. Ashish Kumar is asking, do available freelancing tutorial on your playlist. We do not have a freelancing tutorial per se, but if that is something which you're interested in, maybe how to start freelancing, that is something which we can help you, definitely help you with. There are a lot of sites. So one such site which is, at the top of my mind is the site called as Fiverr, and you can definitely go through it. Right. So folks, I've covered whatever I can for today. I don't see a lot of questions as well. So maybe, this would be the best time for me to sign off. And I'd say thank you very much. And, we'll meet up in the next live session. So folks, this would be it from